boy, Henny the Moore, reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing out there in Cowboys Nation? You know, it's do or die come Sunday. The moment of truth will be upon us before we know it. But we got plenty of time still to break down this opponent, the Green Bay Packers, who really is like a historic rival. When you look back, we done played them in the postseason like 8 times, if I'm not mistaken. Dallas Cowboys are 4-4 in those matchups. But it's been some historic battles, some controversial battles before. We all remember the Dez Carter game, the 3rd and 19 game in Dak Prescott's rookie year. We also remember them coming here with Brett Favre and getting their heads beat in by Troy Aikman and them boys back in the gap. So a lot of history in between these two franchises in this matchup, man. But we're gonna talk about the current iteration of this team, how to attack them, what they're good at, what they're bad at, their personnel. I'm gonna try and explain everything that they do, and as well as humanly possible for y'all. He said, "Sorry you missed the show early. It's all good, Mr. Regina Green. I appreciate you for tapping in and showing love this show though. And the last show, we really didn't get a chance to talk about the Packers all too much. We didn't talk about them all too much. There was a bunch of stuff, going on. We realized that folks were trying to poach Dan Quinn away from the Dallas Cowboys. We saw that folks were trying to interview Will McClay, get him as well. So it was a bunch of stuff. On a 3-man panel with some news like that come out, we got to talk about it. We got a varying different array of emotions and thoughts that come with that. So we really didn't get a chance to actually go too in depth about the Packers. But we'll talk about it now. You're in the liquor store. We do numbers. So go ahead, get you a refreshment. Go ahead, get you a snack. Tap in, and we're gonna have ourselves a good show, man. But salute to everybody in the chat box already. Joe, I see you. He said, "What's up, Henny? Sharing your video, pushing like button, slapping anything that gets in our way of winning the Super Bowl." Hey, I feel that, man. Salute to you. Ashton Jackson, 88. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Hey, indeed, man. We're gonna turn up in the liquor store, man. You're here to get drunk off the content. I will supply it, so I got you. 681 boy, what's up, my boy? Thank you for tapping in and showing love. Appreciate you. John Alt, what's up with you, man? Appreciate you. Hey, my guy, Neil, what's up with you? He said, "What's up, Henny?" Slapped up 61 Packers fans before checking in, man. So much fire off the slaps. I got hot melted cheese on my hands now. Got some burns. Hey, I feel that, man. And you are doing the Lord's work, putting in work, slapping the shit out them Packers fans. And hey, now that you done brought it up, man, I gotta give my usual spiel. Y'all know the usual rules and regulations. When y'all tap in with your boy, Henny the Moore in the liquor store. The first thing I need y'all to do, man, is hit that like button. The more likes that we get on these videos, the more that these platforms will push the content. So if you want to see this video reach more people, you want to see YouTube suggest my page to more Cowboy fans or more sports fans, and you just want to see the channel continue to grow and prosper, all you got to do is hit that like button. Like, I cannot even put into words how important that is. It goes a long way in helping your content creators out. So make sure you can't do anything else. Make sure you hit that like button. After you hit that like button, I need your help in helping me manifest this 6th title for the Dallas Cowboys, man. I need you to share the content 6 times. I need you to drop 6 emojis. Right? We're trying to wield that 6th title for the Dallas Cowboys into existence. And they need all the help they can get. It's been 28 years, if I'm not mistaken, since we won a title. So they need all the good luck, all the positivity, everything else to go their way. And hey, salute to Miss Regina Green for the $20 cash app. Thank you for showing love to the platform and helping us keep the lights on over here in the liquor store. It's greatly appreciated. So yeah, make sure that y'all help us practice manifestation. Share the content 6 times. Do like Lunar Love did and drop the 6 championship emojis. You can do like Bruce got the toxic juice and drop the 6 running man. He ran into the liquor store with us. Miss Regina Green helping us practice manifestation 3 times over with the hearts, flames, and the trophy. My boy Steve said we need to force Jordan to beat us. Bold prediction: Cowboys 2 interceptions. That's not a bad strategy, and I think I might have some numbers to back that up for y'all. But hey, salute to Candy Hudson as well. I see you in the liquor store with us. Salute to you. Thank you for coming in and rocking with us. Neil, I see you. So salute to all y'all, man. But yeah, drop those emojis, share the content 6 times. And listen, when you share it, it don't have to even be to a fan. You can share it with a hater, you can share it with an enemy. It does not matter who you share the content with. Just make sure the content get out there 6 times. You drop the 6 emojis so we can help will these Dallas Cowboys on to that 6th title. They need all the help they can get, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Like we need some dropped interceptions, some lucky bounces to go our way, and everything else in between, man. So make sure y'all help us with the power of manifestation. Also, the last thing I need y'all to do, right? Most importantly, I need y'all to do like my boy Neil and slap the shit out of a Packers fan, man. And if you're able to find a Packers fan, cause they around here like roaches. Like we had these talks and these conversations about slapping rival fans up. A lot of times we don't know too many of them, right? We don't know too many Commanders fans. We don't know too many Panthers fans, nothing like that. But we all probably got a cousin, a classmate. We know somebody that's a damn Packers fan. So if you're able to slap the shit out of one, I will be able to give you half off on all the merchandise inside the liquor store. And we got exactly what you need to succeed over here, man. We got cow burritos, we got gin, we got hen, and everything else under the sun that can make you sin. So tap in with your boy, Henny the Moore, and come get drunk in the liquor store. And listen, I ain't got nothing to raffle off yet. We ain't doing raffles right now. But if you want to help keep the liquor store on, you want to support the content, if you want to support your independent content creators and help keep the lights on, you're more than welcome to hit the Cash App. You're more than welcome to hit the Super Chat. Right, that goes a long way. If you can't, I understand. I appreciate it. You can also tell a friend, a neighbor, or somebody to go and subscribe to the page. Help the page grow. Y'all know we're trying to get to 2,000 in the next couple of months. So we're on that road to 2,000 subs. We're at about 16 something right now. So make sure that y'all hit the Cash App. Make sure y'all hit the sub button. Make sure you tell a friend to sub. But let's go ahead and get into the content, man. Johnny, what's up with you? Roy, Henny, the ring doorbell. I'm dropping in DC4L. What's up with you, my boy? Candace said, I'm going to slap their ass 6 times. Hey, that's the energy right there. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. All right. So let's start with a source right here. Like, I usually just go break down the numbers, at face value. But let's start with some deep dive and stuff. Right. So this is from Hayden Winks. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that he is. I don't know what team he covers. I don't know what team he covers, honestly. But I seen this. I thought I'd bring it up, use it. It's very good stuff. All right, the Packers defense over the middle will never not be hilarious. They are horrible in the middle of the field. They also rank 20th or worse in all 4 coverages they run the most. And these are stats that he got from Summer Sports. No answer to the test. He said Cowboys are projected to score 29 points this week. So let's take a look at this graph. Like I'm gonna pull it up. My eyes aren't what they used to be, but I'm gonna pull it up on my phone and we'll go through each one of these areas, what the grading is, because this is EPA against the pass, how they hold up, right? So this is how efficient teams are targeting these areas of the field. So, actually, this is how efficient teams are. This is how inefficient they are in stopping these things. So let me just go ahead and read this graph out to y'all, because I thought this was good stuff. And it's definitely a nice place to start when we're breaking down this team. All right. All right. So in the middle is 29th, 21st, 21st, 18th, 7th, 29th, 13th. So in each area of the field in the middle, behind the line of scrimmage, 0 yards out, 5 yards out, 10 yards out, 15 yards out, 20 yards out, 25 yards and above out. They're horrible. Their EPA is negative in most instances. Like their EPA is abysmal. They got negative EPAs in every single one of these. So that's bad, man. That's bad. And even there's even other areas like deep, like to the right, 15 yards out, they're 16th. To the left, 20 yards out, they're 20th. They're horrible against anything in the flats. Zero yards to the left. That's the left flat. They're horrible, right? Hey, Neil, Jacob Lee Master, both of y'all are correct. Said Dak is about to hurt them boys' feelings this Sunday, and he said Jake Ferguson. They're actually one of the teams that have the worst efficiency rating against tight ends. They do not have good overall efficiency ratings against tight ends. They don't have good efficiency ratings against wide receivers. Actually, the skill position that they guard against the best are actually running backs. I got all this information right from the NFL. Right, the NFL posted a video in between the Dallas Cowboys and the Packers, hyping up everything they do well and bad. I know they pretty much said they have issues against tight ends. They have issues against wide receivers. If I'm not mistaken, according to that video, y'all can all go on YouTube and watch it. Right, according to that video, they give up over 100 passer rating to wide receivers. And you got to think about it. We got CeeDee Lamb. They probably have not played. I take that back. They played the Vikings. They played the Vikings twice. But I say that I don't think Justin Jefferson was even back when they played them. So I don't know. So CeeDee Lamb probably is still the best wide receiver they played. Because CeeDee Lamb this year, you probably still put CeeDee Lamb over Justin Jefferson, at least for this one singular season. Right? Even if you don't think that CeeDee Lamb is an overall better wide receiver than Justin Jefferson, he's hard, man. Like CeeDee Lamb is a beast. He's a load to deal with. And we move him all around. We move him all around the field. He's hard to cover. And it's not like this is a defense that's going to travel with you at all. Because they play line share, what they do with they play zone. Unless they throw a tendency breaker out there and they let Zaire Alexander travel with CeeDee Lamb, they're going to line up in zone. And Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Jake Ferguson are going to pick up the soft areas of those zones. He said, imagine having to defend CD, Ferg, Cooks, now Tolbert as the Packers defense. I mean, damn. Facts. Yeah, easily. CeeDee Lamb is easily a better wide receiver this year than Justin Jefferson. Even though he got hurt, right? Even though he got hurt, and he still put up 1,000 yards in like 10 games or something. So he was going crazy. But CeeDee Lamb is the best wide receiver in football right now. I wouldn't put anybody above CeeDee Lamb right now with the way he's playing. He said that going for 350 and 3 touchdowns. I wouldn't be shocked, right? Because if you look at the Packers defense at face value, right? If you look at their defense in face value, like, well, they're pretty solid. They're pretty good defense, right? They're like a top 12 passing defense, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull it up. I like to be precise when I give y'all these numbers and stuff. So let me take a look. NFL passing defenses. So I'm gonna go to NFL.com for reference. Pull up the passing defenses. I'm gonna line them from best to least, right? So from the passing defense they gave up the least amount of yards to the one that gave up the most. So let's go ahead, screen share that one, and we'll take a look and see what their face value numbers are. All right, so here they are. So the Panthers are the best passing defense. Then it's the Browns, the Jets, the Chiefs. Cowboys come in at 5th. Browns at 6th. Falcons at 7th. Ravens at 8th. Saints at 9th. Patriots at 10th. Then the Packers. So the Packers got a top 11 passing defense in terms of yardage surrendered. However, one thing to point out there, they do give up a relatively high completion percentage, right? Dallas Cowboys only give up 60% completion percentage to opposing quarterbacks, which is the 4th best in the National Football League. You go down here to where they are. Yeah. So they actually give up a slightly worse completion percentage than the Philadelphia Eagles. Right? The Eagles have given up a ton of yardage, But teams are very efficient against the Packers. Teams are completing 65% of their passes. They're allowing about 7.3 yards a completion. And they don't take the ball away at a high clip. They only have 7 interceptions on the year, and that's 31st in the National Football League. There's only one team, right? There's only one team in the National Football League that has less interceptions than the Green Bay Packers. And just to show you what I'm talking about, it's the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are the only team in the National Football League that have forced less interceptions than they have. And salute to my boy Neil for the $4.99 for your mind. Appreciate you for the love and helping pay the bills over here in the liquor store. He said, you could say Dallas has the best quarterback and best wide receiver in the league. Just think about that for a second. And listen, Dak Prescott led the National Football League in passing touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb led the National Football League in receptions. You can also say the Dallas Cowboys have the best cornerback. DeRon Bland led the National Football League in interceptions, right? And to throw this out there, right? That's 2 of the last 3 years in the National Football League where the Dallas Cowboys have had a player to lead the league in interceptions. We had Trayvon Diggs in 2021, and then of course we got our brother DeRon Bland. DeRon anything but Bland, in the word of my boy Landlord, doing it this year. So kudos to them, and kudos to Al Harris, man. You know, that's really the reason why I want to keep Al Harris in the building. He does an amazing job with these corners. Like everywhere that he goes, corners get interceptions. Right, Marcus Peters, he was with him in Kansas City. He came out the gate getting interceptions. Trayvon Diggs, you know, worked with him. He started getting interceptions. DeRon Bland, a 5th round pick, began interceptions his last year. What people don't really realize is DeRon Bland he has 14 interceptions in the last 2 years. He had 5 last year. He has 9 this year. So really, he'll probably make an All-Pro team. So the last two starters for the Dallas Cowboys have turned to All Pros under the tutelage of Al Harris. That's why I don't want him to leave. I don't want him to go anywhere. Right? I don't want him to leave anywhere. So I want to pay him and Dan Quinn. You know, I think some folks brought it to my attention that he said he gonna ride with Dan wherever he go. Well, shit, if he gonna be with Dan, keep Dan in the building. Right? Don't let him get away. Pay him what you want to pay him. Keep him in the building. We got stuff to build. He said, and he didn't start last year. Bland, he didn't come out the gate starting. Right? You know, he played spot duty. Him and Jordan Lewis were sharing snaps at the slot position. And then when Jordan Lewis had the unfortunate lens frac injury while making an interception, then DeRon Bland stepped in and played at a very high level in the slot. Then when Trayvon Diggs went down this year, he stepped up and played at a very high level, as an outside corner. So, man, like, kudos. Them boys did a damn good job. But back to the task at hand, because, I think I started talking about that in regard to this pass defense. They do not get a bunch of turnovers. Like I said, they only got seven interceptions. They allow a pretty high yards per attempt. Yeah, they're top 10 in yards per attempt allowed. It goes the Bengals, the Lions, the Commanders, the Chargers, the Texans, the Cardinals. So they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they're top 10. They're top 10 in yards per attempt. They're up there in completion percentage allowed. They're up there in passer rating allowed to wide receivers. I think it's over 100 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, man, like overall, like if you look at the raw numbers, yes, they're a decent passing defense. They're 12th in passing yards allowed. But teams are getting off on them. Like teams don't have to pass a lot on this team to be effective. Right? They ain't got to pass a lot on this team to be effective. Because, hey, a lot of y'all have already pointed that out in the chat box. They're not a great run defense at all. Like, in terms of run defense, they're not a great run-stopping unit by any stretch of the imagination. We said we need offensive line, linebacker, running back. Yeah, we'll cover the draft when we cover it, man. Listen, there's a bunch of things, there's a bunch of prospects I'm excited about. There's a bunch of things that I can add in a draft conversation right now. But I'm focused on trying to win 6. Cause I ain't gonna hold you. If we win a Super Bowl this year, fuck the draft. Like fuck the draft if we win the Super Bowl this year. Like we can do whatever. Y'all could trade y'all could trade away. You could tell me the Dallas Cowboys are gonna trade away every pick. I ain't gonna say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm focused on number 6 right now. I'm focused on number 6. Most importantly, right now, because they the ops of the week, I'm focused on the Green Bay Packers. But y'all know to tap in for Cowboys College. Me and Landlord will break down every position like we did last year. You know, we'll talk about every quarterback, even though I don't think we'll draft one. We'll talk about every wide receiver. We'll talk about every tight end, every offensive lineman. Because remember, that's how we stumbled upon some of these dudes, man. Right? The guy Wicks, like we broke him down on this page. We talked about we broke Wicks down on this page. He's a wide receiver that played for the Green Bay Packers right now, having a very productive season. So, a lot of these guys, we're going to cover them. So you'll be one of the most informed people in the world, honestly, because we're going to leave no stone unturned when Cowboys College pop off. But right now, man, we in the war room, man. I'm trying to see how the Dallas Cowboys are going to win 3 straight playoff games and 1 Super Bowl. Man, I feel good about it too. But I'm also going to throw this out there to y'all, so this does not come out of left field. If a debacle happens come Sunday, I think the Dallas Cowboys will win. Not only do I think the Dallas Cowboys will win, upon further analysis of the numbers and what they are over there doing, I feel the Dallas Cowboys will win by 14 to 20 points. I think the Dallas Cowboys will win by multiple possessions. But if they do not be surprised if I jump on here and cuss everybody and their mama out. Right? Don't be surprised if I jump on here and cuss everybody and their mama out if these fools drop this motherfucking game. They ain't got no business losing this game. I promise you. And it'll be historically bad. We are the 2 seed. We'll be the first team in league history to lose to a 7 seed. So if that were to happen and they had a historical loss to the Green Bay Packers, I'm cussing everybody and their mama out when I get on this damn stream. I just want to let y'all know that beforehand, so y'all don't come in here trying to calm me down or nothing. Let me cuss everybody out. Yeah, I don't think it'll happen. I think the Dallas Cowboys will win. I think they'll win probably 42-21. I think Dallas Cowboys will probably win this game 42-21. And there's a number of reasons why I'm gonna break that down. But I'm just saying, if they wet the bed, you might want to stay. If you don't want to hear me cuss everybody out and lose the little religion that I have left, don't come on the stream. I'm just saying. But let's talk about beating these motherfuckers for real though. Let's talk about beating them though. I just had to give a public service announcement. But let's continue, man. Let's continue. So in regards to this Packers team, the keys to beating them are A, stopping the run. Right? They just got Aaron Jones back. The last 3 games, he went for over 100 yards, possibly getting A.J. Dillon back, possibly getting one of their primary pass catchers back in Christian Watson. That when Dallas, and it's not just because it's Dallas, in the playoffs, if you're nicked, if you're hurt, you're gonna shoot it up, you're gonna wrap it up, you're gonna pray about it, and you're gonna jump on the field. So if they have a post, I expect to see them on the field. So I'm expecting them to play Christian Watson. I'm expecting them to have A.J. Dillon. I'm expecting them to have all hands on deck to try and continue their season. But that's going to be one of the most primary things to do. Stopping A.J. Dillon, stopping Aaron Jones, neutralizing that run game. Now, in regards to their offensive line, though, because I was going to show one thing. I think I'll just show their personnel real quick. I think we'll lead in with the personnel, the lineups they use. We'll talk about that in a little bit of depth, and we'll talk about what I think about each individual player. Right? Let's talk about each individual player. So here it is. This is Pro Football Focus. This is their offense. This is their defense. Now you take a look at their defense. So they got the boy Savage up here at safety. Darnell Savage, grade for the year is a 66.3. he's having a down year compared to his 2020 season. His 2020 season, I thought he was gonna he had finally arrived. He was gonna prosper and be one of the better safeties in the league. He hasn't really played like that, at least according to this. Now, pass rush grade 52.2, coverage grade 61.7, run support 72.8 according to them. So he's having a pretty decent season, but I still like our safeties better than him, right? So let's go back and take a look at the next boy on here. All right, so this is going to be Jonathan Owens. Now, I'm not saying he's a scrub, right? He had a game where he had double digit tackles. He's a pretty decent safety. But he's more famous for being married to Simone Biles than he is for actually playing football. There was a whole Twitter thing going on with an interview that they gave, and they were dragging his ass. But that's neither here nor there. So right now on the season, he grades out as a 61.9, pass rush grade a 71.2, coverage grade they have him as a 62.1, run defense 59.7, right? And they used him a little bit of everywhere. He's been attached to the defensive line 17 times. He played in the box 266. He played slot cornerback for them 123, wide cornerback 14. Primarily, he's a free safety, though. 354 snaps at the free safety position, right? So primarily, he lines up as a free safety. Kick coverage, he has 86 snaps. Kick return 32, punt coverage 40, punt return 28, field goal extra point 47. They said, "Oh shit, Mr. Simone Biles." Yeah, man. Hey, man, they were going crazy on that young man. Yeah, y'all remember that, man. Y'all remember that. But that's neither here nor there. I try not to get into other people's relationships. If they like it, I love it. I stay fully away from that. Of course. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she'll be there. She's at every other game, so I'm pretty sure that she'll be there supporting her husband. Said Fargo, if he did that with Ferguson, imagine what he can do with Kyle Pitts. That's the level. Hey, they were mad at. Hey, I'm not. Hey, it is what it is. So there it goes. So those are their two starting safeties. All right, let's look at their linebackers. And technically, they have four. If you take a look at this, they actually run a 3-4. So they got two interior linebackers and they got two outside linebackers that are pass rushers. Now the two interior linebackers, Quay Walker. If y'all remember Quay Walker, Quay Walker's been kicked out of a couple games. That's why I remember this boy. Like y'all don't remember he got kicked out of Aaron Rodgers' last game at Lambeau. He got kicked out of. I don't know what the man be doing. He be in his head sometimes, but 61.2 overall defensive grade, run defense grade 66.8, pass rushing grade is 60.7, coverage grade of 54.8. So judging by his coverage grade, I'm pretty sure that they do not want to have Jake Ferguson lined up across from him, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they do not want Jake Ferguson lined up across from this man. If you're an F in covering somebody, you do not want him guarding a top 10 tight end. And that's exactly what Jake Ferguson is right now. Over 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's second on your team in targets and yardage. So Jake Ferguson is a load to deal with. And we have even seen some teams go as far as to put a corner. Like teams are starting to put nickelbacks on Jake Ferguson. He is going so crazy against their linebackers and safeties. So he's a hard matchup. So in my opinion, man, they are not going to have Quay Walker or this other boy out there trying to guard Jake Ferguson. Devondre Campbell. He's not a bad player at all. I actually like Devondre Campbell. I actually like Devondre Campbell a lot. 65.3 overall grade, 67.7 as a run defender, 61.7 as a pass rusher. Coverage grade is still lacking. You definitely still do not want him lined up against Jake Ferguson or really any tight end that we have. Honestly. He said we got a Pro Bowl kick returner and a Pro Bowl punter. There has been enough credit. Special teams will be key in playoffs. Hopefully, man. Hopefully that is the truth. Chris says Fudge Packers going to upset Cowgirls. Green Bay versus San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, that's not going to happen. If you believe that's going to happen, please put a friendly gentleman bet on the game. You know, I'm not going to be the kind of person to take too much money from you. So if you believe that is going to be the case, bet $10. You know, bet a little pocket change that's going to happen. You know, set up the bet. We could bet a little $10. You think they're going to come in here and beat the Dallas Cowboys, even though we haven't lost at home in 2 years. You know, but that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. All right, so let's move along. So we done talked about the two safeties. We talked about the two interior linebackers and how they grade out according to PFF. So these are their two pass rushers. It's Preston Smith right here. And just judging by my memory, Preston Smith has 8. He has 8 sacks on the season. And then Rashawn Gary leads them in sacks. He has 9. So it's not a scenario where they have a Micah Parsons. They don't have one singular person with double-digit sacks, but they do got multiple guys with a decent amount of sacks. Again, Rashawn Gary leads them in sacks. He has 9. Preston Smith has 8. Then they got 2 other guys with 5 apiece. So they got some guys that can get after the quarterback. They just don't have like one singular guy. And, you know, he actually played with Dak Prescott, Preston Smith. He went to Mississippi State. He was there 2000. He was there with Dak Prescott. He went a year. He went to the NFL a year before Dak Prescott did. So they know each other. So he might be familiar with some of Dak's tendencies, cadences. You never know. I don't know if that gives him any kind of edge or anything. I don't believe it does. But they were teammates. And listen, it doesn't give Darius Slay an advantage when he plays Dak Prescott. They were college teammates as well, right? So I guess they were neither here nor there. What's up, Jay Bryan? He said that tells us they are good at manufacturing their pressure using the 3-4. Yes. One thing about the 3-4 defense, it is not great against the run historically because you only have 3 down linemen, right? You got 1 nose tackle, 2 ends, and then you got the 2 outside linebackers. So you can bring people, drop people. You can be multiple in your looks, but because you don't have 4 down linemen, you're giving up a lot of size, you know, up front in this defense. So that's why a lot of times, unless you just have a dominant, monstrous defensive tackle in the middle of the field, they usually struggle against the run. Now you think about Tampa; they had Villa Vea sitting beside Ndamukong Suh in the middle of their defense. So of course they were dominant against the run. Most of these other teams, they run out there in 3-4 fronts. Like it's hard, man. It's hard because those linebackers, they want to rush the passer. They don't really want to play run support like that. So again, and it lines up. They run a 3-4 base defense. They're a piss poor run defense. If I'm not mistaken, they're the 28th ranked run defense in the National Football League. That's one of the reasons why I do believe that Tony Pollard is going to have a Tony Pollard game. I'm not saying that Tony Pollard is going to get 30 carries for whatever. I do believe that Tony Pollard is going to get about 15, 16 carries. He'll have a couple of explosive runs, and he'll be damn near close to or at 100 yards. I believe that Tony Pollard is going to have a big game. Because I think that Tony Pollard is going to have multiple explosive runs in this game. Brian, what's up with you, man? He said all he needs is 100 yards. Honestly, man, if we run for 150 or 160 yards as a collective, as a team, I don't think there's too many teams that can beat us because we're already super explosive in the passing game. So if you allow Tony Pollard and Rico Dow, and at this point CD Lamb, because we always hand him the ball in one particular manner or fashion. We hand him the ball on sweeps. We line him up in the backfield and hand him the ball. So we can get our run game as a whole to get about 150, 160 yards, and you couple that with the explosiveness of this passing offense. I'm not really sure what the answer would be to any defense. Like, there are better defenses that we will play that I don't think will have an ability to go to stop us. We had a semblance of a run game. So this team not being overall efficient against the pass, this team being abysmal against the run with the current personnel that they have, I'm not really sure how they would match up if Tony Pollard does have a great game. All right, but let's continue though, because we were just talking about those outside linebackers, Rashawn Gary and Preston Smith. And we were also talking about the deficiencies of them running a 3-4, against the run. Because historically, unless you just got a Warren Sapp or a Vita Vea or something in the middle of your defense, like 3-4s are more for multiple looks, getting out to the quarterback, disguising people, not knowing who's coming or who's falling back into coverage. That's what this is good for. It's not really great for stopping the run. Now, they got Kenny Clark, interior defensive lineman. If I'm not mistaken, Clark has 5 sacks on the season. Nose tackle TJ Slayton. And listen, he doesn't even grade out well against the run himself, right? Because this is going to be the main person that would be the difference maker in the run game. Right, this would be the main person that would be a difference maker in the run game for a 3-4 defense. So if this person was like Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh, Warren Sapp, one of those great nasty ass defensive tackles, they would be a better run stopping unit, because it starts up front with the nose tackle, and he's not like that apparently. Grades out as a 65 overall. Run support defense is not great, 61.9, which is abysmal. So he is big. He is 6'5". He's 330. He eats up space, but they don't have a great run defense. They don't have a great run defense at all. All right, so we talked about Defoe. I guess the last person would be Devontae Wyatt, and just to leave no stone unturned, in regards to this, because most teams don't play in their base personnel. Most teams play in nickel. So when they go nickel package, this is what they look like. It's still Savage, still Owens. They got Cocker out there still. They got Campbell out there still. The only difference is this guy right here, Keeson Nixon, will come in and be the nickel corner. So, hey, defense grade 59.8, coverage grade 61.2, run defense 53.2. So not great. Whoops. Yeah, I did not try to do that. I almost messed up, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. I almost messed that up. Clicked on the wrong X. And then, just to run through this is their best cornerback, Jair Alexander, also one of the highest paid corners in the National Football League. This year, grades out as a 68.2 overall, coverage grade 70. Ain't gonna do shit for you in run support, 39.8. Run defense, that's pass rushing, I'm sorry, 39.8. Run defense is the 57.7. So that's him. And then the opposite corner on the other side is going to be this Valentine dude, Carrington Valentine, 7th round pick from Kentucky. We all know our experience with Kentucky corners. I'm not looking at for no Kentucky corner after what we went through. He said that's why I listen to Henny, Law, Landlord, Balls, Pick Six, J Tuck. If you're Cowboys Nation, then you know the one I didn't mention. Right all good, man. I thank y'all for the love and support, man. Y'all the realest. Y'all the realest. So yeah, man. So they don't really have the great corners. And I'm gonna throw this out there again. I'm gonna throw this out there again. They play zone. It's not like Zaire Alexander is going to match up against CeeDee Lamb and follow him all around the field. That's not what they want to do. They play a majority zone. That's what they're comfortable with, zoning everybody up. Because remember, if you are lined up, if he's lined up, man, against CeeDee Lamb, that means all these other corners, all these other guys that we do not know, this 7th round pick is going to have to play against Brandon Cooks, or there might be it's just not a great. Zaire played the last game, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, Zaire Alexander played the last game, and in the playoffs, if you're hurt and you can breathe, I'm pretty sure they'll shoot you up and you'll be out there. Because remember, the moment you get eliminated, these guys can rest all they want in the off seasons. They can rest all they want in the off season. It's playoff time. The moment you lose this game, you can sit down, rehab for as long as you want, because you got a whole off season to do that. But I do believe that they'll be out there trying to, I believe they'll be out there. Like everybody for them that has not played recently, I think they'll be there. And you're right, CeeDee Lamb, when they tried that last year, CeeDee Lamb wore that boy loose, man. He tore that boy every way but loose. And remember, we had a 14-point lead against this team last year in their stadium. It just got away with us. It just got away from us. The KJ, do we not speak of? But yeah, man. So yeah, this defense, they want to sit in zone to protect their corners. Even though they got Zaire, the other guys don't hold up well in coverage, and that's their best bet. Like even with them playing zone, trying to rely on that front to get pressure on the quarterback and just sitting back, they still give up over 100 passer rating to wide receivers. They still give up a crazy EPA to tight ends. So like they're not a very efficient passing defense. Like they in yardage, you could say that they're a top 12, but everything else they're abysmal. Like like every other advanced statistic, they're a little abysmal. So, that's why you like research, though, man. When I first looked at this team, I said that they might be able to give the Dallas Cowboys some issues just based on how they play. Like just based on how they play, I thought they could give the Dallas Cowboys some issues. They had 2 running backs. They got a mobile quarterback who's playing good football. They got a very good offensive play caller. So, I thought that they could give the Dallas Cowboys some issues. But the more and more that I break the team down, look at the opponents they played, look at some of the advanced analytics, I feel more and more comfortable about our ability to win this game. And like my boy Hot Boy pointed out, Bryce Young and them put up 30 on this team. They put up 30. So I expect for the Dallas Cowboys to put up 40. So, I usually wait until I get my score predictions, but I'm going to say 42-21. 42-21 is what I'm going to say. If new knowledge comes out about this team beforehand, before the game kicks off, or while I'm doing my research, I might change it. But right now it's 42-21 Dallas Cowboys. That's how I'm feeling. I don't think it'll be particularly close. Said Dak has been trying to perfect that long ball. He wants the dagger bad. Hey, that man out there chunking that thing. That's the one thing I will say. Mike McCarthy and them boys are not bashful about trying to stretch the field. It's really a wrinkle I did not think they would have in this offense. Like most of what you do in a West Coast system is horizontal passing. You can pass. It's usually about stretching a team horizontally side to side. with an occasional shot. They throwing the ball vertically a lot. And I like that. It's an added wrinkle, and Dak Prescott is very, very good. At vertical shots. He's very good at passes 20 plus yards down the field. Has been the entirety of his career. He just didn't have a bunch of attempts. Said, what a turnaround with the long ball from weeks 1 through 5, man. It's bombs away. 5 games in a row for Dallas. They hit the under 50.5 this game. HTM Sports, I got 30-17. That's fine by me. Choctaw be going crazy. Choctaw be giving Ohio State versus Middle Tennessee numbers. He said 73-3, somebody getting 70 on their head. Hey, I love it. If the Dallas Cowboys go out here and score 70 points in a playoff game, man, then I don't give a damn who the playoff team is. If we score 70 points against a playoff team, then shit, I'm trying to find reservations and rooms to the Super Bowl. Like, if you can put up 70 on a playoff team, I'm good with it. So that vertical shot is Sade mixing in up with Mike's quick pass play. Nobody messing with this offense in the NFC. I agree, man. And also shout out to the Schottenheimer, man. I think him and Mike McCarthy got a good mix of things going on right now. It wasn't perfect, right? It wasn't perfect to start the season, but we seen Dak Prescott get real comfortable, take control of this offense, and we seen him have an MVP caliber season. Now, before I continue on with the numbers and analytics, I do want to point out some bullshit that I saw earlier on today that rubbed me the wrong way. Dan Orlovsky posted his MVP ballot and then deleted it like a little bitch. But Dan Orlovsky, his MVP ballot was Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, Christian McCaffrey, and then he put Brock Purdy out there. So let me just start with this. Dan Orlovsky is a hypocrite. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Dan Orlovsky spent months being a crusader against turnovers when it applied to Dak Prescott. He kept bringing up interceptions. He brought up interceptions, right, to discredit Dak Prescott as a player. He was saying he was one of the quarterbacks that he had the least amount of faith in going into the season, and all these other different things, right? He used turnovers as a key talking point in the Dak Prescott slander and disrespect. Josh Allen has 22 turnovers. He has 18 interceptions, 22 overall turnovers on the season. Leads the NFL in turnovers by a decent amount. Jalen Hurts has 20. Right? So the hypocrisy is you use turnovers to detract from Dak Prescott and use that as a flaw into why he was not a good quarterback, but yet you would give a second place MVP vote to Josh Allen when he had 22. He got 22 turnovers on the season. So that is why I called him a bitch. That is why I called him a hypocrite. Because I hate biased, folks in the media. And they playing with people's legacies. Like these all-pro selections, these MVP selections. Like voters look back on this stuff when folks retire, and that is going to be the stuff that either gets you into the Hall of Fame or keeps you out, right? And guys who have an agenda should not have these MVP votes. They should not. You should not have an MVP vote if you're part of the mainstream media and your whole industry is based on cowboy hate. So why would the mainstream media, who have multiple Dak Prescott related talking points in every segment, and they're always negative, just throw that out there, why would they make themselves look wrong, right? They have spent years saying that Dak Prescott was not elite. They spent years saying that he should not be the starting quarterback. When he came up for his contract, they said he did not deserve X amount of money. He wasn't worth it. Why would they backtrack off of years of slander, make themselves look like jackasses, and give Dak Prescott an MVP or vote Dak Prescott into an all-pro team. Like, they take their own credibility away by doing that. So no. So I had to just throw that out there. Media awards like MVP, like Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, because they're not gonna give it to CD Lamb, apparently, unfortunately. Media awards like that will not be won by Dallas Cowboys because the media hates the Dallas Cowboys. I cannot ask somebody that hates me to save my life. If you despise me, you hate my guts, I can't call on you for a favor. And it's the same premise with the Dallas Cowboys and the national media. I don't believe that Dak will win an MVP while he's in Dallas. I don't believe that Michael Parsons will win Defensive Player of the Year while he's in Dallas. I don't believe that CD Lamb will win Offensive Player of the Year while he's in Dallas. It just is what it is. When a team, when the national media hates you, you cannot expect to win a national media award. And that's the problem. They cannot be objective. They can't be objective. He said top 3 offense. Indeed, top 3 offense. You gotta love it, man. You got to love it. But let's go ahead and get back to these numbers. So we were talking about their personnel, how they don't really match up. It's probably the reason why they play zone over 70% of the time. But take a look at this offensive line, though. Listen, I'm not gonna spend too much time on their wide receivers. Like, they're young with potential. All of them boys are young with potential. A lot of them got speed. Some of them got size. It's a mixed bag of wide receivers. We know about Christian Watson and what he was able to do against the Dallas Cowboys last year in Green Bay when he was playing with Aaron Rodgers. He possibly will be back for this game. He'll probably be back. He didn't play the last game, but he'll probably be back for this game. So they got Christian Watson, game-changing speed. Jalen Reed out of Michigan State, been making plays, over 700 yards on the season. Romeo Doubs. So they got some young guys. They ain't got no CD Lamb. They ain't got no Devontae Adams or no big name wide receiver like that. But they got a bunch of young dudes. Oh shit! Hey, hit the whatchamacallit. Y'all bear with me. Okay, we back in effect. He said, Choctaw, I can see it happening. Dan ass Orlowski. Yeah, he's horrible. But yeah, man, there's 120 of y'all in the chat box. So I need all y'all right now to make sure y'all hit that like button if you ain't hit that like button already. Make sure y'all hit that share button if you ain't hit that share button already. Make sure you slap the shit out of a Packers fan if you ain't did that already, man. We in the liquor store. We're getting drunk on the content. We having a great time, man. So make sure y'all run up in the liquor store for your boy, man. Make sure y'all run up in the liquor store for you. Yeah, man, I only got 67 likes. There's over 100 of y'all in here, man. So make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button for your boy, man. Oh yeah, I'm still here, man. I'm still here. You know, you can't hold a good dude down. I'm in here with y'all. So, you know, I think like flat out that we have the advantage at the cornerback position. You know, we got a former Defensive Player of the Year in Stephon Gilmore. Who will be lined up against a very young wide receiver. No matter how good they are, they're still very, very young. We got the Run Bland, who will probably be our All-Pro. We got Jordan Lewis, who's a veteran. So I think the edge when it comes to defensive backs against pass catchers is easily going to go to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not saying that these boys are bums or scrubs or anything along those lines, but they do not have a 1,000-yard passer. You know, they really strive at, you know, getting the ball to multiple different guys. That's really their passing offense. Jordan Love making plays, throwing the ball to multiple different wide receivers. It's not like over here where we know that CeeDee Lamb eats first and then everybody else can get the scraps. They're going to spread the ball around But I think at every position that we had the advantage at the defensive back spot. Because I think that Deron Bland can win his matchup against Christian Watson, even if he plays. I think Deron Bland is a better corner this year than he was last year. I know Christian Watson had one big touchdown against him, but I think Deron Bland has taken the next step in his development. I feel that we can trust Stephon Gilmore to hold it down on the other side, and I feel that Jordan Lewis will do his job in the middle. Really, the key matchup right here that I think we have the most overwhelming advantage at is their offensive line against our defensive front. Because they're going to be without Bakhtiari. Bakhtiari is their primary left tackle. He's dealing with some kind of medical some medical issues. He's been out basically all year. So they're in his place. They're starting a former 7th round pick, Rasheed Walker. Playing pretty decently though. He playing decent football. 66.4 overall grade. Pass blocking to 74.1. Run blocking leaves a bit to be desired. 57.9. So he's doing the best that he can, and he's from Penn State. You know, he's from Penn State. He actually from Michael Parsons' alma mater. So I think that Michael Parsons will win that matchup. If you want to line him up against this former 7th round pick, because I think that Michael Parsons might be the best player that he's seen all year. I have no doubts about that. You know, they have probably played Danielle Hunter twice, but I still take Michael Parsons. The speed and power that he has is not really something you can match or duplicate at any level in the NFL. So that's one, right? That's one person that Michael could line up across. Another one, right? The center, Josh Myers, former 2nd round pick from Choctaw Buckeyes, has not played good football this year. 6'5", 310. Overall grade is a 55.8. Pass block grade 52.7. Run block grade of 55.2. In there, he can't block Michael Parsons. So if you were to line Michael Parsons up right over the center, whether he used speed or power, whatever way he chooses to rush, I'm not sure that he could handle that. And you might not even have to play any games in the middle of the field. We know that Osa Odighizuwa can take over a game and push, and push the interior defensive lineman around at will, right? We know this. We know that we can run line games and get the Marcus Lawrence streaming up the middle of this offensive line. So we know that we have different ways to attack any offensive line, especially one with some shaky interior play. Salute to my boy Neil for the $5 super. He said, Henny, we got that depth. It helped us win the biggest game of the season against Washington, and now we have reinforcements on the way. So yes, if y'all are not in tune, Tyler Smith is expected to play. They held him out this last game to have him completely healthy for this one, but he is expected to play. Same with Zach Martin. So your offensive line will be at full strength. And like you pointed out, my pet cat TJ Bass played great football. Brock Hoffman played good football. So it's wonderful, man. It's wonderful. He said, Henny, I think Gilly should be on Watson. Watson is a young DK type. Put Bland on Reed. See, I need to see. I had to watch the tape on it. But Star, I do trust your judgment. If you think, because I haven't watched the wide receivers tape yet. But if you trust that Reed would be a better matchup for Bland, I'm all for it. Right. Either way, I feel confident in the way that these corners match up against these wide receivers, because I think they're better than the guys they're going up against. I said need at Micah at linebacker, put Sam Williams at defensive end, run stopper. Well, this is definitely going to be a game that will be determined by our ability to stop the run. This will be a game that will be determined by our ability to stop the run. They utilize play action at a pretty significant clip too. Matter of fact, let me pull that up. I got some advanced passing numbers for y'all in regards to Jordan Love and how they protect him passing concepts that they use. So let me pull that up for y'all real quick. All right, got it loaded in. So let's talk about it. All right, so boom. So this is Pro Football Reference. This is the 2023 advanced passing numbers for our quarterbacks. So let's start with the pressure, right? We're talking about pressure. Now, one thing I will say, the Green Bay Packers have not given up a bunch of sacks on the year. They've only given up 30, right? So I'm going to just throw that out there. They have only given up 30 sacks on the season. However, right, despite that, they still allow a ton of pressures and a ton of hits on Jordan Love. Some of it is on Jordan Love himself. Right? Jordan Love holds the football a tick longer than you probably would want. Like his time to throw is like 2.7. So it's teetering on. It's teetering on. I got the ball too damn long. But they give up hits on the quarterback. So let's see. There you go. So Jordan Love's been hit 42 times. All right, he's been hit 42 times on the season. He's been hurried 47 times. So he's been hit 42. He's been harried 47. He's been pressured 119, some shit like that. There you go. So he's top 10 in pressures. You know, he's up there in hits. He's up there in hurries. So while they have not given up a ton of sacks, you can take advantage of them. He said, but they young receivers are dogs. They make a lot of hands from him, a lot of plays from him. Okay, we're gonna challenge him, and that is one thing that we do also believe. We believe that we can win up front, right? I think nobody believes that this is an offensive line that we cannot defeat up front. I think that you can make Jordan Love play under pressure more than he used to. And I do think because you do have veteran corners and you do have you got good safeties as well. Like I don't think we give enough love to Malik Hooker and Dono or J-Ron Curse for the jobs they do as well. But you got a complete secondary. There is not one particular corner that you can isolate and attack. Right. There's not too many that you can. There's not a single corner that you can isolate and attack on our team. So it makes it hard for these opposing offenses where they try to go up against the Dallas Cowboys. And then shout out to Patrick No-C Walker. If you have not already went out there and subbed to his page, or if you don't keep up with the break, always good content. I got that little tidbit from him, right? I got that tidbit because we're gonna talk about how their pass rush, how soon their pass rush wins, and how quick Dak Prescott gets rid of the ball, and compare that to how quick our pass rush wins and how quick Jordan Love gets rid of the ball, right? Because like you said, Jordan Love saves some sacks. He saves sacks sometimes, most of the time, honestly. So what he said, Packers D is potent at quarterback pressure, 39.9% of snaps, but Green Bay's time to pressure is 2.7 seconds, and then Dak Prescott's time to throw is 2.6. So what he is trying to say, in theory, by the time that they win and are able to get pressure, Dak Prescott is probably going to get rid of the football. The ball is probably going to already be gone by the time that they win up front. Because remember, a nice little section of our offense is still predicated on the initial 2.3 seconds. You really want to get the ball out of your hand in 2.3 seconds or less. And then, of course, the times where Dak Prescott does hold the ball and gets into the scramble drill and making plays off of script, that's when the number is inflated a little bit. So Dak Prescott is trying to actually get the ball out of his hand in 2.3 seconds or more. And he's a veteran quarterback. He knows how to navigate a pocket. He knows how to stay out of harm's way, and he's mobile enough to where he can run for yardage if there's nothing there. He can buy time with his legs to extend plays down the field. So we understand. We understand what Dak Prescott brings. Even on that CeeDee Lamb touchdown last week, right? He bought so much time just by moving up in the pocket, moving outside of the pocket, moving back into the pocket until CeeDee Lamb finally won and got open. Right? So we seen what Dak Prescott can do. So in comparison, when we talk about Jordan Love, right? Because we brought it up, their pressure wins in 2.7 seconds. Dak Prescott has the ball going in about 2.6. In comparison to them on the other way, the Cowboys get there fast as hell. Time to pressure for the Dallas Cowboys is 2.4. We're bringing stunts. Michael Parsons is damn near unblockable. We got a bunch of things going in our favor against this offensive line. As I mentioned, Jordan Love is going to hold on to the football. Jordan Love is going to try and make a play. So 2.4 seconds the time to pressure. 2.7 is Jordan Love's time to throw. So it's inverted. So in theory, by the time Jordan Love is ready to make a play, we should have sacked him. We should have sacked him or hit him by then. And it's the opposite of them taking 2.7 seconds to get there, and Dak Prescott should have already had the ball out. Now, again, this is just surface level numbers, right? Time to throw, time to pressure. It's just real surface level. Games are not won on the stat sheet. It's not won on the stat sheet. You still got to go out there and play the game. But in theory, because this is a 17 game sample size going into the postseason, in theory, Dak Prescott should be fine. He should mitigate some of the pressure just with how quick he gets rid of the ball. And we should be able to get to Jordan Love. But like I said, it's very important that we win. We must win up front. We must neutralize the run game. I know some of y'all have mentioned having Michael Parsons play some more off-ball linebacker. Right? We were talking about that earlier on in the chat box. Having Michael Parsons play linebacker on the early downs. And this is one thing that I will say. Hot Boy said we got the best analytics out. We tried, bro. We tried. We definitely tried. So yeah, I agree with you, because this is the most important thing that we got to remember about this team. Most of these guys have not been to the playoffs. This is going to be Jordan Love's first time going to the postseason. And being a starter, right? He probably been to the postseason as Aaron Rodgers' backup. He's never been to the postseason and he had to come in and play for somebody. Had to come in and make the plays, come in and experience that environment of being the man. Same thing with these wide receivers. Christian Watson was a rookie last year. Romeo Dow was a rookie last year. Jalen Reed is a rookie this year. There's a lot of guys who have not experienced a postseason yet. So if the Dallas Cowboys come out here and punch them in the mouth, boom, Cowboys get the ball, they go down 7 points. They go down 7 points. They got busting in the mouth. They bleeding. They leaking a little bit. They might get a little antsy. The best way to beat the Dallas Cowboys is to try to run the football. The issue is, the Dallas Cowboys average 40 points at the house. They average like 37.7 points at the house. Right, so just around 40. Knowing that, like you might feel the need to try and match Dallas. You might feel the need, to go out there and go point for point with the Dallas Cowboys. And that plays into our hands, because we got the better pass rusher. We got the better secondary. That plays into our hands. Oh, you good, Hot Boy. I understood what you were trying to say, my guy. Thank you for coming in here and showing love, though, man. I appreciate you for rocking out with your boy over here in the liquor store. Because at the end of the day, if the Dallas Cowboys can make any team one-dimensional, they're not going to beat us. There is not a team yet that has beaten the Dallas Cowboys by just throwing the football. Right, there's not a team yet that has beaten the Dallas Cowboys just dropping back and throwing the football. It's not going to happen because they got too many good pass rushers. Like we get pressures too often. We get hits on the quarterback too often. We got too good. Or corners are too good to allow that to happen. There's not a team that's going to come in here and pass all over us. So they're going to need a run game. So this is the thing, though. Really, if you want to stop a team from running the football, you want to keep them, one, you want to play with a lead, most importantly, right? Holistically. But two, you want to keep them in second and long. You want to keep them in third and long. You want to keep it to where the run is not really a viable option for them. So in order to stop the run, you might need to go to a bigger set. You might need to go to a traditional 4-3 defensive look on first down. 1st and 10, or when they go to obvious running formations. If they go to 22 personnel, they go to 12 personnel, they go to 13 personnel. Those are usually obvious running packages. So when they go to obvious running packages, you would need to go out there and play. You need to go out there and play and match personnel. And ESPN Pinky, Aaron Rodgers loves playing in Jerry World, not the Packers. The Packers with Brett Favre were getting their ass tore loose in Dallas, right? So Aaron Rodgers likes coming to Dallas and winning. But I don't see y'all. I don't see Jordan Love coming into Dallas, his first playoff game, and beating the Dallas Cowboys with not a single true number one option at wide receiver. And if you feel like that is going to happen, then I need you to put some money on it. I need you to put about $10, $20 on it. Don't just come in here talking crazy. Come in here with a couple dollars. We gonna put up a shut up. If you got the Packers and I got the Dallas Cowboys, we can just go straight up. We can do a straight $20 bet. We can do a straight $20 bet. Because I don't remember y'all coming to Dallas and winning without Aaron Rodgers. I've seen. He said, if I knew you, I would, sir. That's fine. But hey, if you can't do that, I do got one other request. After the game, come back into the chat box. Win, lose, or draw, because we will be live. Just come back into the chat box and say good game. That's all I ask of you. After we come out there and spank you, just come back and say good game, my friend. Just come back and say good game, but it's all good. But hey, I will give you one compliment. I like Jordan Love. Like I think Jordan Love is a very good young quarterback. I don't know if y'all lucky or if you're actually just good at it. But you found 3 quarterbacks back to back to back. So I will give y'all kudos for that. That shit's hard. So you don't know him. It's all good. Because I feel like we're going to win the game. I just feel like we're an overall better team. I feel like we have the better quarterback, the better overall defense. You're a Packers fan. You can tell me whose offensive line is better, y'all's or ours. I can't judge it just off of the stats. But I would think the Dallas Cowboys also have the better offensive line. And, I think that we got your old coach. My McCarthy is the coach that got y'all Super Bowl. Said were most of the Cowboys fans born during the last championship. Yes. Yes. The average age in the United States is like almost 50. So yes, a majority of Dallas Cowboys fans were born. Matter of fact, let's take that out. Let me actually check that out. I think it's actually like 39. Average age in United States. Yeah, so it's average age in the United States is about 40. So I would think that a majority of all people in the world were born, actually. Yes. Yeah, and I also would believe that we have the better pass rusher. So, I would take Michael Parsons over Rashawn Gary, over Preston Smith. I would take my corners over y'all corners. So I'm going to be frank with y'all. Like, I'm not really sure what advantage y'all actually have in this game. I might give you linebackers because we have like one true linebacker. So I might give y'all that. If the Cowgirls were bad, then why are we the 2 seed and why y'all gotta come here? Like why are y'all the one team that is, one game over 500? If the Cowboys were that bad, then why is it that y'all gotta hop your ass on a plane and come to Dallas? If we were so bad, we'd be coming to Green Bay, right? Said Pinky, it's a few being around. He said ESPN stands for something else. Oh, okay, that's good. He said you were born in 62, saw almost every Super Bowl they played. That's love right there. See, we got some true old school fans in the building, man. He said, a few teams got put up as a 1 seed, but what you do not know of is a 7 seed winning, because since there's been a 7 seed, none of them have won. There has never been a 7 seed to win. I know it ain't been that long, right? Only been a couple of years, and that's one of the reasons why I said that we're gonna win this game. We're gonna win this game. Just be very polite to you, like we're gonna win this game. The question will be, will you keep it close? Yeah, I know. Your Packers won as a 6 seed. With this coach. The coach that did it is here coaching us. So that's why I feel comfortable. I trust Mike McCarthy, man. I trust Mike McCarthy. I trust Mike and I trust my quarterback. Like, this has been some shit that's been building. But anyway, back to the topic at hand, man, because we were talking about some advanced stats in regards to the Packers. While Jordan Love has not been sacked a whole lot, he is tied with CJ. Well, he is tied with Justin Fields for the 10th, for the ninth most pressures. Basically, they're both there. Jordan Love has 119 pressures on the season. He's been hurried 47 times. So let me see. So tied for 4th in hurries, top 10 in pressures. Just doesn't take a lot of sacks. But one thing I will say in regards to everything else, pressure does bust pipes. Right? And really, when you're talking about quarterbacks, that's all you need. You don't necessarily have to get the quarterback on the ground. You don't necessarily have to get the sack, right? Because you can force an errant throw, you can force a tip, you can force an overthrow, and that's when you're able to get a turnover. That's when you're able to turn what should have been a touchdown into an incompletion. And given the personnel that we have overall in regards up front, I do believe that is very doable. I mean, ESPN, you think that 2000, when did y'all last win a Super Bowl? 2010? You think that you think what happened in 2010 with Mike McCarthy is going to help you right now? You the one that brought up being the 6th seed and winning. So I wants to know the thought process with that. Said, I am not treat Jordan Love like he is a new guy. He been around for 4 darn years. I mean, you ain't got to treat him like the new guy, but he is. Hey, good luck to you too, ESPN. Good luck to you too, my boy. As far as I'm concerned, he gets the whole clip. We're not gonna take it easy on nobody. Said the 7th seed. Okay. I always fell in love and war. But like I will say, I will be here live after the game. Just spin the block. If you're live, I'll come over there. But we'll see who's right, because I feel like I'm right on this one. I feel the Dallas Cowboys will the game, and not only do I think we'll win the game, I think we'll win the game by multiple scores. Hey, we played better teams at the house, and we won. It's been going on 2 years? It's been 2 years since the Dallas Cowboys have lost, in Dallas. So I be darned if Love and Green Bay gonna put us out the playoffs a third time since 16. Not going to happen. Weiner's gonna give. Hey, same here, Kinfo. Don't trip. It's just some good friendly rivalry banter. It's all good. He said, I be darned. Yeah, I trust it. I trust our ability to go out and win the game, man. And listen. Oh, that's hard as hell. He said DeMarcus Ware was my college football teammate. That's dope. That is dope as hell, actually. So, hey, matter of fact, salute to D Ware, man. Salute to D Ware. Said Cowboys, Michael Parsons or not. Okay. But let's continue on, man. Let's continue back on to this. Now, play tight. We talked about pressures. We talked about their ability to block up front. And, we looked individually at the different offensive linemen that they have up there. We know that they'll be without Bakhtiari. They got a 7-rounder playing in his place at the left tackle position. Their center did not grade out well. Doesn't look like he having a good season at face value. So, we'll see what happens. Now let's go ahead and talk about the passing game. Play action, RPO, how often they have used it on the season, where that ranks and everything else. So RPO passing attempts. Jordan Love is 8th. Right? He's 8th in the NFL in RPO passing attempts. He's thrown the ball on RPO 63 times for 495 yards. And he's ran with the ball off of RPOs 9. Right? So that's hold on. That's actually the 8th. That's the 8th most attempts. So Jordan Love has the 8th most RPO passing attempts in the National Football League. Not too many teams utilize RPO a whole lot, right? Tua, you look up at the top. He's the quarterback with the most RPO passing attempts in the league. He has 105. Right? Now, play action pass attempts. Jordan Love is 4th. So he's 4th in play action pass attempts, and he is also 6th in RPOs. So play action pass attempts, he has 112 for 1,088 yards on the season. So RPO, they utilize a high usage of. Play action passes, they use a high percentage of. So it's all good. It's all good. So they use this a lot. He said, gotta stop the run early. I agree. Because when you stop the run early, and listen, like sometimes you still throw a fake in. Like nobody believes that you're really going to hand the ball off on 3rd and 12. Right? Nobody believes you're really going to hand the ball off on second and 20 after a holding penalty. Like nobody believes a run is coming at that point. So when you give teams into obvious passing situations, right? It's not just about stopping the run. It's forcing obvious passing situations. Forcing obvious passing situations and matching personnel, right? Because we remembered, the quote that we got from Josh Allen after the Bills game. We remember the quote that we got from Josh Allen after the Bills game. They did not intend to run the football as much as they did. They just noticed that Dan Quinn matched their super heavy personnel against. They just noticed he matched their super heavy personnel against nickel and dime. Right, that's what they did the entirety of the game. So that's what they stuck with. That's what they stuck with. So, in my opinion, matching personnel early, forcing the obvious passing situations by winning on first down. That is the key to actually going out there and neutralizing this run game. Because I'm not really sure if we can continue to stop the run just with our personnel. We don't really have linebackers. We don't really have too much of anything. Man, hold that thought. I got a phone call. Y'all bear with me. I'm finna bring my, the brother West in for this final 15 minutes of the show. So y'all bear with me. Bring Kinfolk in here with us. As long as our defense stop Jordan Love and limit his mobility. Yeah, and that's another thing about Jordan Love. Like, he is athletic. Running is usually a last option for him. He does not like to scramble like that. Like, he does not want to be Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts or any of these other dual threat quarterbacks. Like, he runs to pass. Like, he escapes and scrambles to try and try to get a pass off down the field. That is what he would like to do. Like, that's what he prefers to do over anything. So, yes, he can run, and yes, he does have 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. So, you just gotta have gap integrity. When you rush him, don't get out of your passing lanes. Don't leave the middle of the field wide open for him. So that would be my advice when you're rushing him. Just be very, just be very sound in your rushing assignments. Keep him in the pocket, force him to beat you with his arm, and I think that would go a long way in helping neutralize the neutralize his mobility, because he doesn't really want to run like that any damn way. That's not really his thing. That is not really his thing at all. He low key a baby Dak. Hey man. He a good quarterback. I have nothing negative to say about Jordan Love outside of the fact that he has to play the Dallas Cowboys. I think that he will be a very good quarterback. And, I'm sure when we go to the Super Bowl, they'll let Jordan Love get in as an alternate. I'm sure that they'll let Jordan Love get in as an alternate in the Super Bowl when we go. Because, Dak Prescott won't need his spot in the Pro Bowl. He ain't going to need his spot in the Pro Bowl. So, yes, I do too, Henny. We got screwed in 14. Sorry, since 14 to 16. Yeah, we had some crazy shit to happen. So, one, the Dallas Cowboys really want to win this game for Mike McCarthy. Like, they really, really want to win this game for Mike McCarthy. Like, they already done spoke on that.
All right, let's get it, baby. So I got HTM in the building right here on my other phone. Dion Bankley, what's up, Dion? He says, I had the custom frame up that type AF. I love them. Appreciate you, my boy. Oh, he said he custom he framed the gloves you want. Marky, he says, what's your intake on this game? My intake on this game. Cowboys gonna win by a point, baby. That's what I believe. We only got to win by 1. You know what I'm saying? Ryan says, are you hitting that hitter event? I'm going to try. All right, so we got HTM in the building. Well, talk to me, baby. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. Hey, you came in. We did a deep numbers breakdown behind the Packers, man. Shit, I ain't going to lie to you, man. I feel more comfortable saying that we will beat the Packers by 20 points after looking at everything that I looked at. So I feel very confident about our abilities to go out here and win this game by multiple scores. May not be 20, but I can see us winning by at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and listen to me. That's what I've been saying, bro. He says, do you accept Cash App for the raffle? Absolutely. My Cash App is right there. Hey, listen. Listen to me. I was talking to my boy Jay Tuck today, and I asked him the same thing. I said, bro, listen, if this game was played like week 14, right? Week 14, Cowboys are playing the way they're playing. Packers are playing by the way they're playing. Well, what do you think the score would be? My boy said Cowboys 27. He said Cowboys 27, them 17. I was like, so you still have the Cowboys winning by double digits. Exactly. I think the only thing that's bringing lore to this game is that it's a playoff game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think I want to address this elephant in the room. Listen, out of 100% of Cowboy fans, I think 30% of y'all think we're gonna choke.
Mm. You think 30% think we gonna choke, huh?
I mean, I'm just saying it, bro, because like Cowboy fans, I hear Cowboy fans, but like there's a large percent of Cowboy fans that think they're gonna choke. The
No, I
raffle's
don't.
$10 an entry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think that we'll choke because I think if you go down the list of things, I don't think there's a single thing that they have better than the Dallas Cowboys.
Facts.
The Dallas Cowboys got the better quarterback. They got the better offensive line. They got the better bunch of wide receivers. We got the better corners. We got the better safeties. You might give the edge to them at running back and linebacker. That's the only thing that you could possibly say that they got better of. You can't even say they got the better coach because at least Mike McCarthy won the Super Bowl.
Jacob, Jacory, I think you sound weird because you didn't listen to anything I just said. I said that there is a percentage of Cowboy fans that believe we're going to choke. That's what I said. I didn't never said I did. I said there is a percentage of Cowboy fans that do.
Yeah, there's some scary ass Cowboys fans in the world, man. You know, in
Just
my
because we're in the
opinion,
playoffs, there's Cowboy fans that don't believe we're going to play well.
yeah, for real though. I believe the Dallas Cowboys will be fine. Like I said, the final score of this game will be 42-21.
Put your cleats on.
Dallas Cowboys. And listen, man, like there's not really much they do good on defense either. When you look at their passing defense, they allow a 65% completion percentage when you target people, right? They only got 7 interceptions on the season, so they don't even force turnovers. They give up a passer rating of over 100 when you target wide receivers. They give up like they don't do anything particularly well. The only position that they cover well in the passing game is running backs. Wide receivers got great numbers against them. Tight ends got great numbers against
They're in
them.
my bedroom.
They got great numbers against guarding running backs in the passing game. That really does not mean much.
Facts. Hey, shout out to everybody that's hitting that star, that's hitting the stars right now, and shout out to everybody that's hitting that raffle entry. I appreciate you, man. We got a couple people that's already hitting the raffle, and I appreciate y'all. Shout out to my daughter my boy Garcia, and my boy Richard Smith. Appreciate both you guys, and I saw my other guy with the raffle entry too. Hey, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like my hope is that everybody sticks to script, and if everybody sticks to script, the Green Bay Packers are gonna come in here and try to throw the ball 30, 34 times. You know what I'm saying? And I am really, really hoping for that. I made a video. I just dropped a video right now, man. And I said this video right here. I said, man, this needs to be that game that we actually see Micah Parsons really take over a game, bro. Like listen to me. Michael Parsons is a generational player, and you drafted him to do to have a huge impact on your season. But you also drafted Michael Parsons to do what he should do on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest with you, the Bruce Smiths of the world, these legendary players that people are comparing him to, bro, they had great playoff moments, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen to me. Theoretically, Micah Parsons would a great playoff run could solidify himself as one of the greatest defensive players to ever play for the Dallas Cowboys. You want to know why? Because we ain't got many that's been in the playoffs. Just being real with you, except for Deion Sanders,
Charles Haley.
And he's and I'm gonna tell you, a lot of y'all speak weird about Charles Haley because he came from the 49ers first. Let's just be real.
And it is, and that's hypocritical because they forget that Deion came from the 49ers.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you that's because Charles had real history with the 49ers. Everybody knew Deion was just coming through. You know what I mean? He was just getting paid. You know what I'm saying? But we almost didn't get Charles Haley. You know what I mean? Like Charles Haley almost wasn't a Dallas Cowboy. If San Francisco wouldn't have been smoking dope, Charles Haley would have never been a Dallas Cowboy.
Boy, and Charles Haley still be around the team helping with pass rush and shit. Like Charles Haley is a Cowboy, man. Charles Haley a Cowboy. They need to put some respect on there. We're being honest.
And it's crazy because it's crazy because he should have been their great defensive player, but how they treated him as a person and as contractual is what got him to Dallas.
Facts. And I'm glad that you mentioned Michael Parsons taking over a game. I looked at their offensive line. I pulled their offensive line up. And I'm gonna show it to you real quick, Wes. I know that folks gotta take PFF with a grain of salt, you know what I'm saying? But
with your cleats on in the closet, get down here.
But like it's not gonna be too far off. So this is their offensive lineman right here. So this is their left tackle right now. He's a 7th round pick from last year. because Bakhtiari is out
Hurt.
for the season with an injury. So Michael Parsons, if he lines up where he normally lines up at, will go up against a 7th round pick left tackle. He's playing decent. He ain't played a Michael Parsons this year. If you
Played
wanted to
TJ
get
Watt
in,
well, he didn't play TJ Watt because he won. Did he start against Pittsburgh?
they got tore up against Pittsburgh.
They
So
got
that's
tore.
what it was.
I was actually going to use an example of they got tore about Pittsburgh. Put your shoes and cleats on and get y'all butts downstairs.
Shit, and then hey, we know that Michael Parsons moves around the defensive line too. We seen Michael Parsons line up over a center. Does anything that on this center grade said that he could stop Michael Parsons? This man is a 55.8. If you seen this man on Madden, you would take him out and try to sub somebody else in.
Yeah.
So center ain't playing good football according to these numbers.
And you know who else is playing really good football that we don't even talking about that could really, really take over a game?
Who?
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Marcus Lawrence is having a great
And I'm gonna be
game.
honest with you, I made the video on Micah Parsons, but you know what I thought about after it? Give me that right there. The shoe. Teams are gonna focus so much on trying to stop Micah that it would be a guy like a DeMarcus Lawrence that ends up taking over, bro.
DeMarcus Lawrence or
Because
Dorrance
DeMarcus
Armstrong.
is already having moments in games. He's already having moments.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it'll be probably like a DeMarcus Lawrence or one that we don't even talk about it. We like Da is our second leading sack getter again.
Facts.
Dorrance Armstrong. We don't even think about it because I guess it's the way that the sacks come up. They're not always flashy, but he gets them. You can't take that. You can't take that from him. But you're right. They will up here triple team, double team Michael Parsons, and
Yeah.
somebody else will get off. A Dante Fowler, a Da, a DeMarcus Lawrence. Dallas Cowboys. We ain't got nothing else. We got pass rushers. Sam Williams. We ain't get to Sam yet. Osa. Like
Yeah.
there's guys on here. There's a bunch of guys that play for Dallas that got multiple sacks.
Yep. And Osa's coming from the D tackle position too. So
And
I mean,
hey,
to be honest with you, man, like that's why I'm really, really hoping they come out here and throw the ball, bro.
I hope they do too. Because hell, the center that gave up 5 sacks. You know how hard that is as a center
Man, I am
to get,
on the line.
to give up 5 sacks as a center. Like that, like there's tackles that ain't gave up 5 sacks.
Facts.
So yeah, man. So in regards to
Your
that,
center's giving up sacks. If they're crediting sacks to your center, your quarterback's holding the ball way too long.
bro, let me show you something else. You just be hitting the nail on the head because that is true. He is holding the ball. So Patrick No-C posted these stats. We talked about it a little bit earlier over here. So Dallas Cowboys time to pressure. The pressure wins in about 2.4 seconds. Jordan Love time until he
Put on
throws
that
is
long sleeve shirt and that sweater I put out for you.
is
Go ahead.
about 2.7 seconds. So that's a long ass time. Like that's down there 3 seconds. You hold on to the football. Like our offense is predicated on getting the ball out in 2.3 seconds. Even when you factor in the plays where Dak Prescott got to put his cape on and make a play off a script, he's not even at 2.7 seconds. Like Dak Prescott time to throw is like 2.6 is like 2.6 something. This man is holding on to the ball for almost 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and man, and the cool thing about the game is not only are they gonna be holding the ball, man, but it's like, bruh, after even more conversation with like other people just looking at film, I want to get Jordan Lewis out. I mean Jordan Lewis. I want to get Jordan Love on the field as quickly as possible, bro. I want to test this. I want to test it. Is he? Because they got him thinking he's a good. I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, he almost has that Brock Purdy effect, where Brock Purdy was coming into a playoff and everybody was hailing him for things he had done. But when you actually play him, Brock Purdy, a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But he was also protected by a really good defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm curious. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to think like this. Even though Brock Purdy beat us in the playoffs last year, Brad, he did not play well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious when we get into this game, do we get that feeling of, you know what I'm saying? I want to put all these stats that I've seen on Jordan Love to the test, bro. I want to put them to the test because they have not played a defense like this. And honestly, theoretically, they should throw the ball because yes, they can run the ball, and that's what the film says. But you look like Green Bay looks like a different team when they're throwing the ball and he's moving that ball. Like he does Patrick Mahomes esque stuff where he's moving the pocket and he's moving around. And for a first year quarterback, that's a lot of love for to letting him do it. So let him do that versus the Dallas Cowboys. And Deron Bland got 9 interceptions, and Micah Parsons double that. We got two dudes with sacks. Everything says, man, I want them to try. I hope the Packers go with their strength and try to throw this football.
I mean, they're really, man. Listen, that is the best thing for the Dallas Cowboys. If they are smart and not playing with their emotions, they'll try to at least run the football. I'm because they should be getting AJ Dillon back. They got Aaron Jones, so they got a two headed monster at the running back position. So, but like you said, I want them to do something stupid. It'll be very stupid to put the game on the strength of a young inexperienced quarterback because he ain't never played in the playoffs, and these wide receivers haven't either. Christian Watson was a rookie last year. They did not make the postseason.
Fact.
Romeo Dobbs was a rookie last year. He did not make the postseason. Jaden Reed just got there this season, right? So none of their primary offensive players have played in the postseason.
Right
Like
now.
even their offensive lineman, their starting left tackle hasn't played in the postseason. I'm not even sure their center has. So that's a bunch of dudes we're talking about. They're probably going to be experiencing their first taste of playoff atmosphere football in Dallas during a whiteout.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this right here. You know, this Green Bay team, bruh, if they lose on Sunday, when they lose, bruh, they ever had a good season. They
Oh,
had a good
listen,
season, bruh. Congratulations. They had a good season, bruh. You know what I mean? They are greatly they're playing on used time. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, remember I told you we was only gonna be here for a couple minutes. I got to get these kids to practice, man. I'm down to go live after I get out of here, though, man. But I got to get these kids to practice. We're gonna be on this field for the next hour and a half. I told y'all this was just a Cowboys quickie, man. I was on here, ended up being for like 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But he been on here for an hour and 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So salute to him and his content and everything he's doing, man. What's up, James? Hey, if you guys want to get in on the raffle, you guys already know what it is. It's $10. Hey, I'm about to get out of here, man. I don't know if Hitty you staying on or you out.
man, I'm finna go ahead and shut it down too. Been on here for an hour and 40. So I appreciate everybody for rocking with your boy in the liquor store. Uh, I'll be live sometime tomorrow. But just thank y'all
You be
for
live in the
tapping
morning,
in.
woman.
Yeah, hey, matter of fact, yeah, we'll be live 12 p.m. Cowboys Uncut, me, West Coast, and Landlord at our usual time. We'll still be talking the same shit. We're gonna be talking about how the Dallas Cowboys can beat the Green Bay Packers and move on to the divisional round.
Yep.
So tune in, tap in, spin the block, and we'll be there, man. But hey, Wes, tell the folks what you already be saying, man.
Hey, you already know what it is. Never look down because stars up. Peace.